Hello guys, welcome to this channel once again. I just came across a news recently and I want to share with you, and I feel it is very important to get to know about this. Okay, this information is for students who want to move to the UK with their dependents. It might not be the best news or good news for you, but it's very essential you have the information so that you can put your plans right and make good decisions for yourself. Alright, we all know that the UK provide the best when it comes to education because of their standard. So everybody around the world is trooping into the UK to study, and they give us a very good condition that you can as well move with your family. And we all know that the UK generates a lot of money when it comes to education. See, like in Scotland, I just read last year from international students, they made almost 4.something billion pounds. That's a whole lot of money. All this money is coming from international students. So they value the educational system as well, and they're trying to protect it, and they want to make sure that the thing keeps growing. But the number of people moving into the UK with their family, they are much. So therefore, the government will be working with the immigration to make sure they reduce the number of people, because it is already creating a problem in the country. Sometimes people complain about accommodation is too expensive, or accommodation is not even available. And also sometimes people complain about jobs. Yeah, and sometimes the quality of life that people experience is not as it used to be before. So the government will be working so hard to make sure that all these challenges are limited. And who will be affected? The dependent visas will be affected. In as much as they are planning to do this anyway, they want to ensure also that it does not affect the educational system, because they make a lot of money from there. So look at this news right now. They have not decided, they have not implemented it, but they are still looking into it. So I'll read out some of these stories. I'll read out this so you can hear and as well see. UK to limit international dependent visas as migration rises. The UK government is set to limit dependent visas for international students, according to new reports. The number of students bringing family members with them increased by 30%. The Department of Education, the Home Office and the Treasury are planning to prevent master's students on one-year courses from bringing in their family. The number of students bringing family members with them increased by almost 30% in 2022, making up to 135,788 student visas. Almost 100,000 of these were granted to family members of Indians and Nigerian students. We are committed to working with the government to understand these issues. If we are truly committed to attracting diverse talent, we need to take into concern the financial cost that could be involved to secure care alternatives or to travel back and forth, she said. We also need to remember that students have lots of options. If presented with a choice of studying in the UK and leaving their dependents behind, or studying elsewhere like Canada for example with their family, many will choose the latter. This policy would exclude a large pool of people from studying into our university, to the detriment of the UK and our higher education sector. A spokesperson from the Home Office said, "The public rightly expect us to control our borders and remain committed to reducing net migration over time, while ensuring we have the skill or economy and public service needs. The proposed policy may not be a blanket ban, but dependent visas could instead be limited to students at top universities or studying high-value courses." I'm not going to read all of them for you, but I will explain some of the things that is written there. You can Google it and see for yourself. They say that some dependent visas of students in some certain universities might be affected. What it simply means is that maybe some schools, if you are schooling in some certain kind of school, some dependent visas might not be granted to you as a student. So my advice here is, when you want to pick your school of study, just make your research very well and know the school that you're going to select. Remember, they have not decided, they are still contemplating and thinking about it. Another thing they said there is maybe some certain kind of courses that people are studying, that dependent visas might not be granted. You see, what I think about this place is that if you want to choose a course of study, choose a course of study that is of high demand. Every course is good, but there are courses that are of high demand. For instance, if you're studying a course in the medical line, or if you're studying a course in the tech, in the IT, or if you're studying in the course in the education, these are courses that are of high demand. They need people like you. Maybe when you graduate, you can still stay in the country and be very useful for them and provide value and quality for them. So people like this might be considered, maybe their dependent visa might be allowed. And also they are talking about the number of years you are studying. Imagine some people who are studying for just 1 year will move with a family of 4. Just think about it. You just want to study only for 1 year and you move with family of 4. Sometimes these people they move in might not even get work to do. They might not even settle properly, and they might be like nuisance to the country. So they might be looking at all these things. So my advice on this part is, if you want to choose a course, I will advise you to choose a course that can offer you maybe 2 years, so that you should be able to have time. Because it is very, very considerate to say that I cannot stay away from my family for 2 years, so people might not be affected. So guys, this is it. They have not taken their decision. However, they are still thinking about it. So it is better for you to know this and make your plans alright and get ready for what is happening. And if they take this decision, they will not tell you. They might not tell you when they take this decision. It might only be when you have been denied visa that you got to know. So guys, let us get ready for what is happening. This might not be a good news, but this is what it is. Thank you very much. Share this video so that other people can benefit from it as well. See you.